Board of Commissioners for the Housing Authority of Florence. Our regular meeting. It is my honor now to call this meeting to order. I'd like to make one small change before we begin with any of the business. We'll ask Dr. Moultrie, if you would, to lead us in prayer.
Let us pray. Eternal Father, we pause just to say thank you. Thank you for your grace and your mercy. Thank you for another day that you allow us to assemble. Now, Father, we ask that you be with us as we conduct the business of the Housing Authority. Amen.
Amen. First order of business is the oath of office for our new commissioners. Looks like we have two, Ms. May Holmes Live, and we will add Dr. Calvin Robinson. Would you please just join me up front? Oh, yeah. Also, those that have been reappointed without Brother Moultrie and Ms. Williams. Guess we'll do it from the side. If you stand beside Dr. Robinson, this way, this way. I want to get you to raise your right hand, and I'm going to try and read this. Okay. When I say I, would you please just state your name one by one? I,
Calvin Robinson.
May Lyde Holmes.
Gerard Moultrie.
Linda Barr Williams.
do solemnly swear or affirm
Do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
And duly qualified
according to the Constitution
according to the Constitution
of the State of South Carolina,
of the State of South Carolina
to exercise the duties
to exercise the duties
of the Office of Commissioner
of the Office of Commissioner
of the Housing Authority of Florence,
of the Housing Authority of Florence,
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve,
and preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the State of South Carolina
of the State of South Carolina
and the United States of America.
and the United States of America.
I,
I,
and state your name, please,
Calvin Robinson.
May Holmes Lyde,
Gerard Moultrie.
Linda Barr Williams,
shall not acquire
shall not acquire
any interest,
any interest,
direct or indirect,
direct or indirect,
in any project
in any project
or in any property
or in any property
included
included
or planned to be
or
included
planned to be included
in any project,
in any project,
nor shall I have
nor shall I have
any interest,
any interest,
direct
direct
or indirect,
or indirect,
in any contract
in any contract
or proposed
or
contract
proposed contract
for materials or services
for materials or services
to be furnished
to be furnished
or used
or used
in connection
in connection
with any project.
with any project.
If I own
If I own
or control any interest,
or control any interest,
direct or indirect,
direct or
I
indirect,
shall disclose
I shall disclose
such interest
such interest
in writing
in writing
to the Housing Authority of Florence,
to the Housing Authority of Florence,
and such disclosure
and such disclosure
shall be entered
shall be entered
upon the minutes
upon the minutes
of the authority.
of the authority.
So help me,
So help me,
God.
God.
That's it. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you may take your seats. There is, what you have just done is taken the oath of the commissioner. There is, you will sign, there is a document for you to sign, and please turn that in at the end of the meeting to Dr. Bradley, and I will pass that to you. Okay, may we have a roll call of members, please? starting with Dr. Robinson.
Present. Calvin Robinson.
May Lyle, Linda Bar Williams.
Gerard Moultrie.
And Douglas Hawkins, and I am your chair. We are happy, also, go ahead.
Alfonso Bradley.
Okay. We are happy to have with us our attorney,
Jonathan Charleston.
Jonathan Charleston, okay? And also our staff.
Brenda Kane. Jennifer Manning.
Esperon Huggins.
All right, and I think Miss Monica White, okay, will be coming and joining us. Welcome to our regular meeting, and we appreciate all who have come. Chair will accept a motion to approve the agenda.
Gerard Moultrie, I make a motion, we'll accept the agenda approved.
Linda Bar Williams, second that motion.
It's been moved and properly seconded that the agenda be approved. Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers have the same option, and it is so ordered. Okay. Now, the approval of previous board minutes. We have a number of board minutes to be approved. Are we ready to move on those at this particular time? Because we're looking at minutes from, not only are we looking at the minutes from our last meeting, we're looking at all of those minutes from, I think, January forward. Well, don't everybody talk at the same time now.
Chairman, does it make sense to maybe give the new board members, since they're being asked to go to the other appropriate time to, if they need additional time, that's what I'm sensing. Maybe bring this back to the later.
And Brother Charleston, and I'll ask you, from parliamentary standpoint, with the new board members, since they were not participating in those particular meetings, in those particular meetings, is it fair for them to vote on the approval of those minutes?
Yeah, the only question is to make sure that if there are any questions or concerns that they may have about it, they can raise, so even if they don't vote, still ask questions about it.
Okay. Those, Ms. Slide and Dr. Robinson, before, would you like an opportunity to see those minutes and to determine whether or not you have questions?
I most definitely would like to see.
Okay. Then, in that case, we will table the approval of the previous board minutes until the next work session or meeting. There are none. It is determined that there are no consent items. Is there any unfinished business that needs to come before the commissioners at this time?
Chair, I think we need to have a work session to try to, kind of get all these minutes and finalize them and get them over to the attorney. There's quite a few of them that we have not voted on yet.
Do you have a proposed date?
I don't, whatever is at the pleasure of the rest of the board.
Okay. Basically, what is being said is that we establish a work session to go through those particular minutes. Is there a date that's good for everybody? Maybe next week? That'll give us a chance to, because I know those, some of us have those minutes, but that'll give us a chance to get them to you, and also give you an opportunity to look over them. And this is only a work session for us to go through those minutes and make any changes that, any of the necessary changes, so that we can bring this back for approval of those minutes.
So they will only come just to review, correct?
Correct.
Correct. Just, okay. So, anytime next week is good for me.
I like next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday be fine. 22nd.
What time?
I like 10 o'clock.
Okay. It's okay, 10 o'clock. Yeah, that's fine.
How much time do you need?
About maybe 2 hours.
2 hours? No.
We can do two parts. If we want to do it 2 hours, 2 hours on Tuesday, and maybe 2 hours on Wednesday or Thursday, we get it out of the way.
Either way.
I can give you about an hour and 50 minutes on Tuesday, then all day on Wednesday.
How about Wednesday?
Oh, Wednesday's good.
How about Wednesday? That way we can take the time that we need.
I can give you all the time you need.
All good? Okay. 10 o'clock Wednesday, work session for the purpose of reviewing minutes. That is the only purpose of that.
Mr. Chairman, I'm just wondering if it might make sense just to recess this meeting until Wednesday, then we don't have to do any further notices.
Okay.
Okay. In other
So
words,
that way we can go ahead and take action on it.
We'll recess the meeting at the conclusion today, we'll recess it until Wednesday at 10 o'clock, so the public's on notice.
Okay.
Recess meeting.
All right. All right. So, as it's situated right now, at the end of this meeting, we will not adjourn. We will recess until next Wednesday at 10 o'clock to discuss the minutes. Okay. All right. Is there any other unfinished business? Any new business? And I see the CCHR-CO conference.
Yes, we just want to make board members aware, on the page 2 of your packet, it has all the information about the conference. We just want to make sure everybody has that, and then to come to the office to pick up your packets and stuff for that conference. But everything is on page 2.
Anything else? Okay, we're now ready for our agency report.
Good morning. Creekside Apartments update. Currently, we have 14 at Hotel 2, 1 pending eviction, 1 pending a port to Columbia. 26 at Hotel 1. 3 residents are temporarily housed with family members. Out of those 3, 1 is pending eviction. Total moved is 39 residents have been relocated. 20 transferred to another public housing unit, and 13 were housed under the HCV Section 8 program. 6 moved out of public housing altogether. Any questions?
Can we ask you please to silence all cell phones? Thank you. I'm just looking over the agenda again, and I apologize. Has there been any sign up for public comments today?
I don't see any over here.
Okay, all right, thank you so very much. Okay. Okay. Okay, did anyone in the gallery come to speak before the board today? You did? Okay. All right, the usual procedure is that you would sign up, prior to that, but we're going, if we would, let us pause with agency reports, and we'll go back and we will recognize you. Would you come forward and state your name? And we will be more than happy to listen to your concern.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I was a resident of Creekside, and what I came to say was that I understand that.
Please now come to the microphone.
Okay, it was not. I have understanding. It's not your fault, and it's not our fault. What was going on Creekside? So I'm not angry, but I'm like, it's just getting too much. The last meeting I was at, we were told, well, this is how it's gonna be, and I mean, we were not talked to like we were human beings. We were talked to like, oh, we got you in this 5-star hotel, we're giving you food. My apartment to me was 5-star, okay? I wasn't like somebody you just picked up off the street and gave a room and gave some food vouchers. I was paying my rent, I was doing what I was supposed to do. You understand? So I had sympathy to the fact that I couldn't blame y'all and it wasn't my fault, so don't treat me like I'm the cause of this, So the only thing I want to say was, if some of us still at the hotel and we're still looking for places, and it's hard. I've been going through a lot of sickness, so it's hard for me to be in that hotel and stuff like that. So I just wanted to know what was the plan for us, the ones that's left, because there's a few of us still left in the hotel, and there's a lot of us going, we getting out looking. Like he told me, I have problems walking and stuff. Well, you gotta get out, get the bus, you gotta get, we need some assistance. I know y'all gave us papers with apartments we go, like one, what you call them, the realtors. So my voucher was $750, but every time I call, I only have stuff for $900, $800. So I'm saying, well, can I pay the extra? They say, no, y'all don't allow that. So I'm just having a problem finding a place. And I've been trying to figure out, is there any kind of other help we can get, or what's really going on? My voucher keep running out, but to do a good thing, they've been extending it. So I think I might have found a place, but it's hard on us. And we just, we need more communication. We need to know what's really going on, what's gonna happen to us. You got older people, I'm 63, and you got people older than me that's really scared in their 70s. Because once you get that age, you worry about being homeless. You worry about not having a roof over your head. You understand? So that's my only concern. We just need more communication on what's going on with us and what's gonna happen to us. That's it. Thank y'all for listening to me.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Well, just to speak to the issue that the resident just brought up, I know we have another presentation about Creekside, and then I'm gonna wrap it up after that. And we have a meeting, just to kind of let you know, we do have a meeting scheduled with all of the residents at the hotels for August 22nd, and we're gonna answer all their questions. And we do have a plan to get them rehoused.
So one more thing. You said August the 27th?
Second.
The 22nd?
Yeah.
Okay, because I got some health issues, so I'll probably be in the hospital on the 27th, so that's why I want to make sure of the date.
Yeah, but the communication is important, and we're gonna make sure that, they know everything that's going on, and they get the proper assistance, to make this transition very smooth.
Thank you so much. Okay, that was our Creekside report. What about asset management?
Asset management, public housing here in Florence is at 96.49%. Pelican House is 97.17%. Greg's Avenue Apartments is 93.33%. Lakota Crossing, 95.28%. McGowan Commons, 95.56%. Also with asset management, we have two, our new flat rents that come effective for October the 1st, 2023. Most of our flat rents has a slight increase. Were you able to review your packets with all the flat rents in it?
For the purpose of the new board members, would you just sort of explain what flat rents is so that they will have a little bit of understanding?
Flat rents are the rent choices, at every annual or at move-in, a resident has a choice. You can either have your rent based upon your income, or you can choose the flat rent. And there's a calculation that Ms. Faison puts together where she actually gets the utility allowances and everything and put it together, look at the market rents. So the public housing flat rents would be in line with what we have in our market rents. So it's actually up to the resident whether they want to pay the flat rent or they want to pay rent based upon their income.
Are all housing properties have that same option?
No, ma'am, this is just for the public housing
This is
properties.
just for public housing.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chair, how long is that, the flat rent, how long does that stay at that rate?
We have to look at them annually. It's required by HUD that we look at them annually.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
And you did say it takes effect in October, and is it usually in October?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It takes effect October 1, so it runs from October 1 to September 30.
Got it. Thank you.
So with that, we will need a motion on that one to approve those flat rents, okay?
Okay.
The second thing is HOTMA. HUD has come out with the PIH Notice 2023 HA. When a public housing agency discovers through an annual reexamination or an interim reexamination that a family's income exceeds the applicable over income limit, the PHA must notify the family in writing or the over income status within 30 days of the examination. PHAs must document that the family exceeds threshold and make a note in the tenant's file to compare it with the family's income at reexamination for 1 year later. If a family continues to be over income, the public housing must provide the second notice within 30 days of the examination. This notice informs the family that they have been over income for 12 consecutive months. They continue to be over income for the next 12 consecutive months. The family will receive a third notice that which the PHA must charge the family a monthly rent greater of 1, the applicable fair market rents, or 2, the amount of the monthly subsidy for the unit, including the amounts for the operating and capital funds determined by regulations, or tenancy of termination within 6 months. This is something that they will be discussing at the conference also with HOTMA, but this also will need an action to be approved.
What is HOTMA?
Housing opportunity, let me go.
Housing opportunity
House-
through modernization?
Yes,
Okay.
through Modernization Act.
To all of our board members, a lot of times the agency will use acronyms. Please don't hesitate if you don't know what those acronyms mean to stop them and ask, because they talk in it sounded like when I took the, when I came on the board, it all sounded like that they were talking in code. Now, we know, Dr. Robinson, that you spent a lot of time in the military, so you might be used to a bunch of those acronyms,
I am.
but,
These are a little different.
these are a little bit different. So please don't hesitate to ask them to explain. Now, Ms. Manning, these, basically, these change, the part in red on our notices, on our income limits, the documents in red are the ones that, are the changes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and these changes follow the HUD guidelines that have been actually, put forth?
Yes, sir. That continues my asset management report.
And we need to approve both the, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the properties that I live in, our rent increase is September 1. What's the difference between this increase and the residents that are living in Lakota?
Public,
Because I may get that question asked.
our fiscal year ends September the 30th, so anything that we usually put in play is October 1.
Okay.
So,
So
but this is
why
for
are
public, this is for public housing. This is for
This
public,
just public
this is
housing.
just public housing. Okay, so this, Lakota is not public housing.
Because that's something that's already been asked out there, and we didn't get a clear answer on it.
Okay,
Why was it different dates, you know? Okay.
okay. Okay. Chair will accept a motion to approve the flat rents at this particular time.
I move that, like always, I move that we, accept the flat rent report to approve it.
Yeah, that's it.
Gerard Moultrie, second.
It has been moved and properly seconded that we approve the increase in flat rent. Any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposers have the same option. And flat rents are approved. The chair will now accept a motion to approve the changes in the over income limits under the housing, under the hot month. Chair will accept a motion to approve the over income limit changes under hot month.
Let's do adopt the changes to the over income limits policy.
That sounds good. What he said. To adopt the,
To adopt the over income, changes to the over income limits policy.
okay. Adopt the changes to the over income limits policy. Okay, so chair will accept the motion for that.
Gerard Moultrie, I make a motion that we adopt the overall income limit policy.
Like always, second that motion.
It has been moved and properly seconded that we adopt the changes to the over income limit policy. Are there any discussion? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers have the same option, and it is so ordered. Is there anything else on asset management? Okay. Contract and maintenance?
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have two insurance projects. One of them is in process of being repaired by a contractor out at Churchill Apartments. We had two grease fires. One of them destroyed an apartment totally. We're holding off on the repairs of that. However, we did receive the check, the insurance check for that. We're holding off due to the plumbing project out there. If we want to repair before we repair it, we want to repair the plumbing before we do any repairs in there, so we're holding off on that one. However, the second one was a smaller grease fire. It's being repaired right now by a contractor, Pine Hill Home Improvement. Scattered sites, we had a property that had some shooting damages. However, all the repairs was completed as of the 9th of August. We have one floor replacement in which we are in the process of scheduling a contract signing to have that repaired. It's just a small floor. We also have painting of storm and screen doors out at Pine Acres over in Pamplico. They're completing that. The owner has been having issues with his father. However, he do have some other guys that's completing that project out there. At the Lakota Crossing Apartments, we finished up refurbishing apartment columns, molding, and addressing the number plates at the building out there. Those are complete. The Churchill Plumbing and Sewer Grant, we have put a halt on that. The contractor had 33 units, however, he's completing about the last 3 units out there before we provide him with any more units. We do have on the maintenance side. For the public housing units, we have from between the month of June 1st to July 30th, we have completed 1,021 work orders. Those work orders consist of apartment charge work orders, cyclical, emergencies, due PCS, overtime, preventative, routine, and vacancy work orders. Creekside, the mold and air quality and surface cleaning were completed Wednesday, August the 9th, 2021. And when I say the mold and air quality surface cleaning, I'm talking about the small units. It was about 15 units that needed the small side of the building, which consists of about 15 units that needed attention. Though that was completed August the 9th. By Bio 1, the clearance test is scheduled for this morning. They should be over there completing the clearance test. That clearance test will let us know whether or not the air quality is good on that small side over there. We did have one issue that arose again with the HVAC unit on top of the building, the one that serviced the hallways. However, that was repaired on Monday morning. We had, as of yesterday, we put out an RFQ for A&E services, which is architecture engineering services, and this being posted. The RFQ is for the design, which may include the replacement of the existing HVAC system, including the P-tax in every unit, outside air systems and exhaust system, and provide balancing that will ensure adequate ventilation, cooling, and dehumidification for each apartment for the entire building. They will also provide us a design for replacing all water lines throughout the building and eliminate leaking pipes and standing water. And we will also replace toilet flanges to eliminate existing potential leaks. That's as of right now. For the ones that's been here, those items come off the engineering study that was done earlier this year in reference to Creekside. Once we have chosen the A&E firm, we'll move forward with the design, planning, and bidding process to choose a contractor to have these items resolved. Those are my reports that consist of contract and maintenance. Is there any questions?
I have one.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to HVAC and other maintenance issues, do we have a preventative maintenance contract with anyone, any organization?
No, we don't have a preventative maintenance contract with the outside company. However, we do have 3 certified HVAC technicians that takes care of majority of our.
They are employed by the
housing authority. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
What if any is the timeline for, I know where you are to actual completion. I know there's a certain amount of time for putting out the RFQ,
Yes, sir.
once that contractor is determined, do we have an estimated amount of time before job completion and service can be?
Not at this time. Of course, by our procurement, our RFQ has to be ran a minimum of 2 weeks. We're gonna run it 3 weeks because we wanna make sure that we give the A&E companies that's interested in adequate amount of time to contact us and provide us their qualifications. However, once that come in, we're gonna score them. They'll be scored, and we choose which company that best fits what we need. However, at that point, there will be an agreement that will need to be signed. Once we sign an agreement for them to go forward with the design and the plan, it goes through a challenge. Once they put together the design, we have to approve it to say, okay, this is what we want. Then the plan have to be completed, and it goes before the city to approve. And then once that is approved, we put that out, and then the A&E company will assist with putting it out for bid. And once it's put out for bid and we find a contractor that can do the work, then at that time, we'll be able to let you know how long the duration of the contract will be.
And I guess my question goes to, throughout this entire time, residents will not be allowed to live in that particular facility, is that correct?
No, sir.
But the Creekside residents that are displaced, we will rehouse them. They won't be in the hotel. We have a plan to get them out of hotels. And they will be housed, and then we will fix Creekside.
Question. The issue with Creekside is maintenance? Or, can you explain to me briefly what happened with Creekside?
Okay, I can give you, Creekside, back in later part of last year, we found that there was, an extensive amount of mold in the building. And the previous executive director felt that we needed to move the tenants out of there, for their safety.
Correct.
And that was the best interest of the agency. At that time, when we moved them out of there, we went through and we inspected the place, and we called in professionals to do some cleaning, do some air quality testing, we had engineering study done, so that we can get an idea of what we need to do to salvage the building instead of demolishing it. And then all this process, what we're going through now, all falls back to that. Did that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, yes, sir. I think to Commissioner Robinson, there was an engineer study done at a later time
Yes, sir.
that you may want to take a look at to make an informative decision. And I'm sure the board will discuss more in executive session.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
You good?
I'm good.
I did want to add one more thing. I do have a RFP out, which is and here go acronyms again. It's a request for a proposal. I do have that out for contractors to submit a proposal to help turn vacant units. We're trying to we do have maintenance on staff that turn units. However, it will help us in the process, to speed up this process, if we can get a couple of contractors on board to help us turn some units so that we can house some of those tenants that's currently in the hotel. And those proposals have to be in by August the 17th, which is tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And once we figure out what we're going to do with that, this should help speed up the process of turning some units so that we can move some tenants out of the hotel into the units that we currently have there.
Does everybody understand what he means when he says turn the unit? Okay.
Thank you.
Y'all use these agency terminologies. I do have one question,
Yes, sir.
and that is, you said something about a clearance test.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you give a little bit more indication on what a clearance test is and what it actually means?
Okay, we initially had, we had Bio One that we had, ABS Environmentals went in and they've done a air quality test in each unit on the small side. And when they went in the units, they set up these machines and it'll tell you how much, what the elevation of mold whether it's contaminated or not. However, it was in 15 units that there was slight elevations of mold in the air quality. So at that point, we contracted it out for a cleaner to be done, where they go in and they scrub the air and clean the surfaces. Once they do that, then we have to have an agency to come in and do a clearance test. The clearance test is telling us that is good, or we need to do more cleaning, or we need to do X, Y, Z, or some more remediation, and that's what the clearance test is.
Are there any other questions? Okay, thank you so very much. Okay, moving forward, finance.
Good morning. You could turn,
To page 13. Page 13.
Ms. White, hold on just a second. Brother Huggins,
Yes, sir.
is it possible for a copy of the results of that clearance test to be forwarded to the board?
Yes, sir, once we get it, they normally take, if they do the test, that'll probably be ready probably Monday. But as soon as I get it, I'll make sure that Dr. Bradley will distribute it to each board.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. White.
No problem. Everybody on page 13? Okay. So this is the financial analysis for Florence business activities for the month ending May 31st, 2023. Operating income for May was higher than budget estimates by $320,424. This was also the month we received our annual CFP, which is Capital Fund Projects Management Fees for the agencies that we manage. If you look down, operating expense for the month incurred was $186,122, which was $10,343 under budget. And your financial summary states that business activities had a favorable balance of $353,315, bringing the year-to-date favorable balance to $150,162. Any questions about May 31st, 2023? If you turn to page 19. For the month ending June 30th, 2023, operating income for June was lower than budget estimates by $57,763.
business activities incurred $185,789 in operating expenses, which was $10,676 under budget. The financial summary states that business activities had an unfavorable balance of $24,539. And year-to-date, the favorable balance was reduced to $125,623. There were also 3 pay periods in the month of June, so that added to the expenses. And other expenses are noted. Are there any questions regarding business activities as of June 30th, 2023? Thank you.
I have a question for clarity. We're in the month of August, and we're getting the statements that May and June. Is there a reason for that? I mean, I'm asking because I don't know. Is this done on a quarterly, monthly, or what?
So, the way it works is we didn't have a meeting last month, so we had to catch up the financials for May and June. The reason why we don't have July is that we're still actively closing the books for July. So if we were meeting month to month, you would always be a month behind, but there are certain periods of time where the board doesn't meet every
Right,
month.
that's 2 times.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Any other questions? Thank you.
Okay. Moving forward, are they all good so far? We'll hear from a report from our executive director.
Good morning. First of all, let me thank this Board of Commissioners for giving me the opportunity to serve in this position. It is a very important position. We do a very important job for our community, and I just want to thank y'all for giving me this opportunity. I've always been in the helping profession, and helping people is what I've always done, what I really like to do most. And this job, really even compared to all the ones I've had before where I've helped people, gives me an opportunity to probably help more people than I've ever done in my life. And that's what's so fulfilling about this opportunity. And I look forward to it. And to the residents and to this board, I want y'all to be assured that you have an agency that's here for you. And don't be afraid to ask questions. If you have concerns, we're going to make sure that you are respected and that your needs, as best we can, you know, we have limits financially, what have you. We're going to do the best we can to help you and respect you and to treat you just like we would want to be treated. And so I just want to make sure that everyone here and who might be listening in the community know that we're here for you, and we're an agency that you can trust and depend on. As far as agency report, first of all, I'm gonna in this area, in the future, I'm gonna always talk about the human resources area, because one of the areas that we needed to, I won't say improve, but that was an area that we needed to give some attention to, was in the human resources, because we had so many vacancies for so long. And when you have that many vacancies, you know some work is not going to be done. And so, but I do want to commend the staff that was here, because when you have those vacancies, they have to take on extra loads. And we have a lot of people in this agency who work real hard in spite of everything that was going on, and they kept the agency afloat. And I want to give just recognize the leadership team that we have here today publicly with the board and everyone. That's Ron's new facilities director. I think he started in May, something like that.
No, I took on maintenance in May. In May.
Yeah.
I took on maintenance, but I've been the director of facilities for about 3 years now.
Well, he took on another assignment. But anyway, he took it on, and he's working hard, and we're doing a lot of reorganization here. But I want to recognize Monica White, finance. She spent a lot of extra hours here. She's known to be the last one to leave. And we want to recognize and thank her for that. And with Jennifer Manning, who is with the reorganization, is taking on some new responsibilities. She's going to be the person who's looking out for all of housing. And she was in public housing, but now she's going to be over all of housing, all of the vouchers and Section 8 and everything. And so, and she's a good person. A lot of times when you get the complaints, what have you, they don't get it settled at this level or that level, it'll end up with Jennifer, and she's been doing a good job of resolving those issues. But, those are the main people we have here. But, okay, so in the human resources area, I told you we had about, accounting the 2 positions that were created, it's about 18 vacancies. That's a lot. Okay, and we're working to fill those vacancies so that the agency can get up and moving real fast and responding to the needs of the community. We had 6 hires and 1 promotion during the month of August. 3 were maintenance technicians in Sherrall, which included one promotion, and 4 maintenance technicians in Florence. We advertised and are interviewing currently for the executive assistant position and the HR administrative position. Actually, we had interviews for the executive assistant yesterday, Monday. And we had some very, very sharp candidates. And we wish we could hire all of them, but they were very good. And we're gonna have the interviews for the HR administrator on Monday. We advertised the maintenance position, technician position in Florence, and the HCV specialist position. We advertised if you look at the the Housing Authority website, you'll see an advertisement for a recorder of board meeting minutes. We advertise for that, for y'all. That's a recruit that we want to get for y'all. And we have 5 vacancies that we are holding for restructuring. And we had 3 departures in July. 2 of them resigned for health reasons. Okay, and just to kind of conclude on that, human resources, the restructuring is in the total agency, but you can look at it in 3 departments: the administration, the housing, and the maintenance. And so one of the things we're trying to do is we want to make sure that we have everyone in the agency pretty much rated as the level of performance. If they are level 1, we want to have them identified as level 1. They might, so they won't be in a position of a level 2 or 3 if they're level 1. We want to make sure we assess that and do that. Then level 2s, we'll identify those people at that and trying to make sure they're in the right positions that is acceptable for their level of expertise. Okay, so that's what we're doing agency-wide, and that's what the reorganization is all about. Now, getting back to the main emergency issue we have is the Creekside issue. And you heard from Esperon, what we're looking at it in 2 different departments really. One is what we're gonna do to get Creekside building up to speed again and operational again. And that's what Esperon was telling me about. And then what Jennifer was telling me about is dealing with the rehousing of those residents that are staying in the hotels right now. And we realize it is a very unsettling situation for them, and we want to get that resolved as quickly as possible. And just so you know, board members, when you go back into the executive session room on the table, we will have a breakdown of the impact to the agency financial for you to look at on the table, because I know that came up in a meeting that I saw earlier online. But anyway, so in how we resolved this issue, we had a meeting of the Creekside manager and the Housing Authority administrator and identified the need for public housing, Section 8, and other housing programs to work together in order to rehouse the displaced residents that are currently in hotels in Florence. So maybe the idea before maybe was to just look at public housing because it came from public housing, but now we're looking at all the housing programs we have, Section 8 and everything, to give them an opportunity to be rehoused. And so that's what's going on, and that's what created the opportunities that we have. But, okay, so at that time, there were 43 residents housed in hotels. That was down from the original 82. Displaced residents in January. We located 19 public housing units that are available and 22 residents received vouchers. Maintenance has put out bids to hire contractors to help turn units so that we can make the 19 units move-in ready. Also, we hired a moving company to work along with maintenance crews to move residents out of the hotel into their new residence. Okay, there are some obstacles that will determine how long it takes to rehouse the Creekside residents. Number one, there are a lot of HUD regulations. We have residents with vouchers. They must be given 60 days to find housing. And they may receive 2 extensions for a total of 120 days. We have residents seeking public housing who may refuse, they can refuse 2 times. In both instances, they must be given 30 days before eviction. The residents in the hotels, well, I don't want to say that, okay, to expedite this situation, and we know with the residents in the hotels, they have to make a choice, what have you, and we want to make sure that they're moving out as quickly as possible. But if there is a situation that someone does not want to go, we got to give them 30 days notice before they're evicted, and they can be evicted from the hotels. And we're going to start charging rent. They will not charge rent while they're in the hotel, so we're going to have to start charging rent then we have to give 30 days notice for that. So the rent will be started around October the 1st. Okay, and then we're gonna meet with residents, as I said earlier, at the hotels on August 22nd, to provide this notice and also to discuss with them our plans and to answer any questions they may have. We're expecting that it's gonna take approximately 3 months to rehouse all the residents in Creekside from the hotels. And so that's pretty much what our plan is for the rehousing.
What time are y'all meeting on the 22nd?
We said 10 and 11. 10 at, which hotel?
10 at State Ridge.
10 at State Bridge. And, 10, oh, excuse me, yeah, 10 at one hotel and 11 at the other.
Okay, you know the State Ridge or not?
Okay.
Oh, okay. 10 and 11. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you for your reports. May we have a motion to receive all of the reports as information?
Gerard Moultrie, I make a motion that we receive all of the reports for information purposes.
Linda Baldwin, second that motion.
It has been moved and properly seconded that all of the agency reports be received as information. Any discussion? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. The opposers have the same option, and it is ordered. Chair will now accept a motion to go into executive session for the purposes of speaking with the attorney to obtain advice regarding legal matters, pending litigation, and personnel matters. Pursuant to South Carolina Code 30-4-70A1 and A2.
Gerard Moultrie, I make a motion that we go into executive session.
Linda Baldwin, second. That motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Man, we don't have no power on this mic.
Push the button.
There we go, there you go. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, okay.
It's on now, right?
It's on now, on and popping. Chair will accept the motion to come out of executive session.
Gerard Moultrie, I make a motion that we come out of executive session.
Calvin Robinson, second.
All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Let it be known that there was no action taken in executive session. However, there is one more item that I would like to make sure that we put on the on next month's agenda, and that is that we elect a we come next meeting to elect a vice chair.
Vice Chair.
Okay. And we, please, Mr. Bradley, would you kindly do some sort of commendation, a plaque or something for Sister Mullins for her years of service?
Can I say something? Linda Baldwin speaking. In the past, since she served, how long has she served?
Yes.
She served 1 or 2 terms.
One term.
She served 5 years, and we normally have like a little, take her out to eat or something. The board, can we make that, can we do that for her and give her, present her with the plaque like we've done in the past?
I'm sure we can.
All right, thank you.
And we'll do that before our next meeting, if possible.
Thank you.
Yeah, before our next meeting. Is there anything else to come before the board at this time?
Chairman, I would say that we're recessing this meeting until Wednesday at 10 o'clock.
Okay. All right, then I won't have to repeat that we are recessing this meeting until Wednesday at 10 o'clock. And it is ordered.
Amen.
Amen.